Why are we so angry? Why do you and me feel that rage coming from the deepest of our soul often, more often? Today, we're going to talk about where is that source of our rage? How can we, not eliminate it, process it, and transform it into something more productive? If you ever had been a slightly bit angry and slightly fearful that that anger is going to come to burn the relationships that you built, this video is for you. You know, every Friday I meet with a beautiful group of women. It's called The Ripple. And this last Friday, one of the participants was talking about rage. And it really touched my heart because you see, about 70% of divorces are generated by women, started by women. And I will say of them, 100% are for this very reason. Rage, our rage. And I feel her deeply, and I feel everyone who's watching this video. I have a husband. I have to deal with the anger of him not with the anger of him not picking up his socks. It's 18 years that we are together. What am I going to do? Become enraged and become a Karen and go to his neck until he picks them up? I need to find an enlightened way of dealing with this situation. This example of the socks is the running gag in my practice because this is really the reason why many of us have intimate problems. Meaning, there are tiny little thing annoyances, tiny as the socks, that we don't talk about. And we don't talk about because we want to be nice. That in psychology is called agreeableness. It is one of the dimensions of personality. And women score really high in average above men. We are just nice. And that is why corporations like us so much, because we say yes. We say yes very often. And we end up, burnout because we say yes so often that our agendas get full just beyond belief. We do not know how to say no. And as we are so nice and we have said yes so many times, we had said yes to things that we actually wanted to say no. We have picked up those socks that actually was the responsibility of somebody else to pick up. And every time that we pick up those socks, we put in our emotional wealth bank account withdrawal. We withdraw our energy and we deposit our anger, even if it was 1 cent of anger. And the anger just kept being deposited and deposited, and the positivity got depleted and depleted. The trust to that person got depleted if we are quiet about what bothers us. So if you're not at that stage of anger, if you are at the stage of, the socks are again here, this is the moment in which you can tell to the other person, hey, I will appreciate that you do this. I will appreciate that you do that. And this is applicable in every single relationship. At home, at work, when you are just aware of the fact that you have been saying yes to things that you should have said no, When you become aware, and it hasn't become anger, it hasn't even become botheration, it hasn't become anything, but it's just an awareness, it's time for sense making. This is a time to have a conversation and say, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. That is not going to get done, or somebody's going to do it, but it's just a matter of awareness. Very simple. So just sense making of what is happening and what you are doing. It will change immensely your life. What I like to ask myself is, how do I want to live my life? Is this what I'm living right now, how I want to live my life? Yes, no. Can I change it? I like to live my life now here. I'm sitting in this office. I love it. I love the camera. I love these flowers that I have here. I love the flowers that I have there. I love the painting that I have behind. It is a constant evolution because, I love this cup that was given to me by my mother-in-law. Uh, how do I want to live my life? And if you ask that question, you can say, no, I don't want that. Tonight I have an invitation to an event. Am I going or am I not going? How do I want to live my life? Am I going too much, or am I wanting to be with my children a little bit longer? What is that? How do I want to live my life? So just sense making will take you away from this accumulation of dissatisfaction in your emotional wealth bank account. Sense making, just noticing. But if you're in the case that you have not said anything for a long time about what bothers you, if you have accumulating too many dirty socks in your emotional bank account, well, it's time to clean them. It's time to clean up your vibration before you destroy, you burn your relationships. Because you want your relationships. You want to have a beautiful relationship with your children, with your husband, with your clients, you want a beautiful relationship. No matter what, you want a beautiful life. But you don't want the dirty socks. No, you don't deserve the dirty socks. So what are you going to do? First, I'll tell you what you shouldn't be doing. What you shouldn't be doing is to keep accumulating those dirty socks, saying nothing and just sip it. Or go on and enact your rage and burn everything. You don't want to do either of them. Both are counterproductive. Even if you act your rage against a pillow, because you are reinforcing this neurocircuitry of anger. So no, bad idea to go and reenact the anger. We are going to do something very different. This idea that I'm going to share with you, that was created by Tara Brach. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It is called the RAIN method. It is an acronym. We start with the R, that is about recognize. Recognize what's going on. You see, what happens is that you are going to be cleaning your vibration. It's really like cleaning your house, your mental house, your emotional house, but you have no idea of what kind of crap is in your house. So when you're triggered by something, you are going to enact this R. You say, something is happening in the environment that is triggering me. So just recognize it, notice it. Instead of immediately reacting, this is an opportunity for me to grow. So I am going to feel what I'm feeling, because that thing that triggered you outside is a mirror of what you have within. Because the universe is fractal. And for as long as you haven't healed the lesson, you haven't understood the lesson of those inner socks, you will not be able to, well, you will continue to attract more and more similar problems. One of a person who never hired me as a coach, bless her heart, she has been going from one bad boss to another bad boss to another bad boss to another bad boss. It's just absolutely incredible, bless her heart, because she hasn't solved her problem. She just keeps perpetuating it because she never stopped and do the R. These are of recognizing, noticing, becoming aware is fundamental to do everything else, and it is the most courageous step to break. And I am not just going to act and explode and be a current. I'm going to feel. I recognize I am feeling something. I don't know how it is. I don't know how to label it, but I am being triggered. What's happening here? Just stop and recognize is huge, very courageous step. The next step is, of course, the A, and that is accept. Well, I'm being triggered. I'm being triggered. Maybe this is something that I saw before that I thought I already cleaned, that is really from my childhood and I really already knew it. And I went through therapy for this. I should have known. I mean, this happens to me. I am dedicated to personal development for decades. I believe I have dealt with my childhood trauma, yet mainly, but there are things that are still in that closet. They are still there in that emotional wealth bank account. There's still things to clean. And this accepting, yeah, I'm a human being. Yes, there is still something to clean. Yes, there is an opportunity to grow. Yes, I'm accepting. As you start accepting, yes, I'm vulnerable. Yes, I'm small. This is a part of the mini me, the fragile, the weak mini me. I'm still triggered. You're starting to diffuse the bomb. Just by accepting, you start diffusing what happened. After accepting, you are going to go into the world of investigating. So, what is this? What is this? Asking questions and trying to understand where is this coming from? What does it mean? And my favorite question is, to whom is this happening? To whom is this happening? To you, your big self, or to you, your tiny little you? And it's happening through your tiny little you. And why is it happening to your tiny little you, to this human version of you? Because you are asked to expand. You are asked to grow. It is a gift. Investigate. Think about other instances when this happened. Investigate where these words, is this trigger something that you are copying of mom, of dad, of your culture? Is this something that you think is yours but actually is not? Investigate it, explore it. And it's very cool because the R and the A are emotional. But this one, the I, the investigation, is really rational. Is really take perspective, take distance and divide it. See, analyze it. With that, the emotion gets. It's really like if you were melting. What happened? And finally, do not identify. That is the N. Release the idea that the anger is you. Release the idea that the rage is you. No, it is not. It's not who you are. This is a cloud that is going to pass. These are the deposits that you have been doing in your emotional wealth bank account, but this is not you. You are much bigger than this. You're actually closing the gap between who you actually are, this big self, and the tiny little person who is in anger. As you do this process, you will grow calmer and you will be inspired to act in a very different way. And as you act in a very different way, your relationships are going to change. Would you like to dig deeper on this subject of how to deal with rage with other modalities? I have created a series of videos on this subject. My idea is to help really towards world peace. This is what I want. This is what is the most important thing for me. This is the reason of this channel. So here is a playlist on everything that I have been creating about rage and how to let go of it. Remember, life is happening for you. Enjoy it. Have a wonderful day. Yes.